Good evening, glory, hallelujah to you. What the heck's your story and what's going through you? This is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. I'm your host, Pat Renwick. Give it up for yourself, Bass Galaxy. Here we are on a Wednesday night and feeling good. Yes, we are, because we're back to the grassroots bassin'. That's right, Bass Galaxy. And we have a couple of grassroots favorites in store for you tonight. Guys that live and breathe bass fishing. These are today's and tomorrow's proper bassin' men. We have Alec Morrison, Mr. Mojo Rising Alec Morrison, and G-Rock, Garrett Rocamora coming on the show. Yeah. We're going to talk about the bassin' lifestyle. They're live from New York tonight on Straycast, so that should be pretty interesting. Also, Tambien, we have the Bass Historians. Yeah, Kenny and Terry coming on. They're from the Big Bass Podcast, and they're coming on tonight, and we're going to talk about the history, the rich history of bassin' in the Empire State, New York. And ironically, the Bassmasters start at Champlain tomorrow, so good luck to our boys tomorrow. Good luck to the blue and gold. Tomorrow on Champlain, all our horses in the race. Smash them. Smash them. Hey, don't forget JR, Rock and Show Fantasy. That kid's on the chat board. You know him. He's in charge of the Straycast merch, which I guess was a smash. Thanks to everybody that got some Straycast merch and CJR for more. I guess there's another edition coming. But get this. Tonight on Straycast, there's not one, not two, but three like and share contests. That's right, three of them. 1, 2, 3 like and share contests. Two of those are from our buds Patterson and Peter at Sims. That's right. They like them. And the other from our buds at the Tin Cup Whiskey, the official brown liquor of Bassin'. Yeah, there you go. 3 chances. All you got to do, like and share the live Facebook feed. First prize is Sims Fish Whistle 2.0 and the XL. What's that case called? The Challenger case or something. It's a storage case. It's awesome. So that's prize 1. I don't know. JR is going to put it up on the chats. Like and share the live Facebook feed for your chance to win that first prize, Fish Whistle 2.0, and the storage case. Sims prize number 2 is the Challenger hoodie, Sun hoodie. Yeah. Everybody loves those. This one's a bug stopper, actually. And the third like and share prize is the Tin Cup Fun Bag Extravaganza. That includes all kinds of cool stuff. Tin cups, actual tin cups, swag, and, of course, maybe a little from Tin Cup. Like and share the live Facebook feed. That's all you got to do. You know who's all about sharing? Because sharing is caring. Yeah, it's Andrew Ellenberger. He's a ginger ninja. And he's the best gosh dang producer in the Bass Galaxy. Just going to say it. You're awesome, Ginge. Hey, and I just found... Hi, how are you, by the way? Are you feeling good on this Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Because I am. I love this kind of stuff, Ginge. And I get excited when we have people that do nothing but live and breathe bassin'. Because that's kind of like the lifestyle that we live. And I mean, no matter what, there's always some kind of bass-centeredness happening. You know what I mean? And these guys are prime examples. So I'm excited about that, Ginge, to have these boys on the show, man. Yeah, hey, Ginge. Yeah. Hi. You feeling good?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? 3 like and share prizes tonight.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting.
Some cool stuff.
And congratulations to you and Shooter.
Thank you.
On your Lake George tournament victory. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, Ginge, you win. I'm going to tell you, you win. It's when... hey, can I say it, Ginge?
Go ahead.
That kind of since you got the Pedro fighter rocks, that you kind of started really kicking ass. Is that a coincidence or what?
Yeah.
It's a coincidence. No. Oh, okay. Pedro, sorry.
Well, I had double power too.
Yeah, now you have the power of the ginger and the power of the
shirt
rock
as well.
Yes, the Clun shirt. You won the. Did you wear the Clun shirt
Yeah.
last? Oh, when you won, of course. Oh my gosh! So now you have the
There's
shirt.
a lot of power.
Holy shnikes! The shirt from the Cluns
Yeah.
and the Magic Rock.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Holy cow! And you're the only redhead producer whose name begins with ginger.
It's true.
Yeah.
A lot going on. A lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Ginge, you know what else is going on here in the Bass Galaxy?
Tell me, Pat.
Craziness. Go to impulselithium.com. Gear up. If you haven't made the switch over to lithium, can I say it? You're a dum-dum. I'm sorry. It's amazing. If you could possibly do this, do it. Switch to lithium and get right. Get light and get right. It's all day power. ImpulseLithium.com. Hey, you want to get a slice and take a slice out of life? Go to WhiteRiverKnives.com. Family-owned, handcrafted, custom knives for fishing, for the camper, for the house, for carrying around in a street brawl like on Anchorman 2 and 1. But don't do that. Anyway, WhiteRiverKnives.com/stray. Check it out. You'll like it, I promise. Cool knives they have over there. Hey, as evident in tournament victories throughout this period of history in bass fishing, Max Scent kicks ass. As the Cowboy last week and many victories before. Hey, Max Scent is now available in wheelbarrels at OmniaFishing.com. There it is. OmniaFishing.com has a ton of Max Scent. Check it out. Hey, how we doing on that, Ginge? Are we in Whiskey Land?
What's going on?
Oh, there he is. Ow! Foley, you're looking good, bud. You're in fuchsia.
I am.
You're not
I am.
driving,
Oh,
are you?
goodness. No, I got an Uber.
Oh, good. So you're like a big. So in case the Uber doesn't know, you're a BFD. You're a big freaking deal. That's Luke Foley. He's
What?
the Whiskey Gypsy. Bass Galaxy, give it up for him right there. Yeah, that's right. That's the Whiskey Gypsy. In fuchsia, getting
I'm
Ubered
too humble
around.
to admit that, Pat. Yeah,
Like
that's
a
right.
boss.
Ubered around.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah. Where you at, bud? Where you at?
I'm heading to downtown Indy. I'm going to dinner with Courtney. She's right there. So
Oh, hey, Court. What's going on? Happy Wednesday. You look great. Hey.
She says that, yeah, we're meeting a buddy of ours downtown. So, yeah.
Cool. And you and I won the tournament against ourselves last night, so I'm very proud of us for that.
We did so well.
Yeah, we kicked our asses. It was really
That's
good.
right.
Yes.
That's right. We won by a landslide.
But it was good to see you. And here's something I found out. I did not know that you also represent a can we call it a sister brand of Tin Cup, and it's actually named after Andrew Ellenberger, the Ginger Ninja. It's called Red Bush. And that's
true.
Yeah. That's
True.
an Irish whiskey.
That's an Irish whiskey of ours that is aged in a bourbon cask. So, yeah.
Yeah, I gave Andy a bottle of Red Bush when I
Do you
saw him
like
today.
it?
That's it. Yeah, it had his name on it. It says Andrew Ellenberger Signature Series Red Bush Whiskey, Irish whiskey. Available exclusively at Steakhouse.
If you run out of Red Bush, Andy, I got plenty. For you, I'm sure.
I appreciate it.
Andy got plenty of Red Bush. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, Foles.
Yeah.
It's good to have you
Yeah.
here on the Stray Cast Show every week with the Tin Cup Whiskey Word of the Week. And those that don't know, if they're just tuning in, probably a lot of G-Rock and Alec, Mojo, Rise, and Morrison fans tuning in that may not know about the Tin Cup Whiskey Word of the Week. And whenever you hear a specific word on this show, you take a little sippy. And it can be an ice cold Coca-Cola. It could be a Cafe Con Leche, or, of course, a wonderful Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey, the official brown liquor of Bassin. This week, Luke Foley, what is the official Tin Cup Whiskey Word of the Week?
Well, with the guests that are coming on tonight, I figured maybe we'd just go with grassroots. What do you think about that?
Grassroots. Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's do that. And remember, when you hear the word grassroots, take a sip and please sip responsibly. Yeah.
See, I do like I'm doing. I'm taking an Uber. I'm going around.
Yeah, like a boss.
Grassroots is, and so I'm going to Uber here and Uber home. So, yeah.
Like a bass boss. And if you're just tuning in, Foley, we got to remind everybody, there's 3 like and shares. There's the Sims, 2 Sims packs. One's a Challenger hoodie. The other one is the Fish Whistle 2.0 and the XL pouch. And the other one, of course, is a Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey Fun pouch. That's got the Tin Cup, the coffee cups like we drink our coffee out of in the morning. Seth Fighter, Matt Robertson, Christine Fisher, yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Loving the coffee in that. That's in the pack.
Yeah.
And the tin goblets as well as swag and more swag. All they got to do is like and share the live Facebook feed, and it can be yours. Well, that one can't be yours, Luke. It's already yours. But you can win the Sims stuff. You and Courtney can win the Sims stuff. They make Challenger women's hoodies, too.
All right.
So,
All right.
you better take a look-see. Hey.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Foles.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yes.
man. We appreciate you
Thank
here
you.
in the Bass Galaxy.
It was good. It was good fishing with you last night. We had a good time.
It was a dang good time. I got to tell you, and we did win, and that's always good when you're winning. Hey,
we won first place and Big Bass.
watch. I know you're going to dinner now, but watch Garrett and Alec tomorrow when you're running around, or listen to them on the podcast deal tomorrow.
I'm gonna watch them tonight some too.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna keep an earbud in. I'm not gonna tell Courtney.
Yeah, these kids are pretty cool. These kids are pretty cool. Hey, let's put the power poles down. Don't
Sounds
you
good.
go anywhere, Bass Galaxy. When we get back, it's G-Rock and Alec Morrison on Straight Cast, the glorified version of a Bass and Talk show. Thanks, Foles. Thanks, Court. Thanks,
Thank you.
Tin Cup Whiskey.
See
Be
you
right
guys
back,
later.
Bass
Bye-bye,
Galaxy.
Courtney. See you guys.
There's a moment when you're faced with a challenge, and just solving the problem isn't good enough, even if that means breaking the rules and shredding apart conventional ways of thinking, all in the name of creating something truly remarkable. With this much control at its command, we didn't stop with just one. We created 2 incredible trolling motors. Introducing the new Power Pole Move brushless trolling motor.
This is the mountain, and this is mountain whiskey. Unspoiled, untamed, forever wild. There's no safety net, no way down. Up here, it's just man, and the mountain, and his tin cup. Tin Cup Whiskey. Mountain whiskey.
Want to know the difference between power bait and other soft plastics? Ask the fish. Berkeley scientists have. Thousands of flavors tested on thousands of fish. Natural. Man-made. Every bait that's ever hit the water. No matter the shape, size, or color, power bait is the only one that is scientifically proven. Fish bite and will not let go.
buddy.
Realize your boat's potential with outboard performance accessories that improve the handling, speed, and economy of your boat. Find your perfect accessory from Bob's Machine.
Welcome back. This is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. Make no mistakes about it. And we got a couple proper bassin' men coming to us live from New York. Bass Galaxy, give it up for Alec Morrison and Garrett Rocamora. Yeah!
What up?
What's up,
Hey.
boys?
Live from French Creek Marina.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. What's going on, Al? How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. Just rolled up the Caillou Lake. It's tomorrow.
Hey, Garrett, Alec is already frozen. He's already doing the mannequin challenge.
Yeah.
He's in
BFE.
Yeah, you might have to go outside in some light because you're frozen in the tin camper, it looks like, right now.
Yeah.
But hey, it's good to see you guys anyway, and I've been waiting a long time for this. To have you guys on the show ever since I met you guys, honestly. Had an amazing experience. So good to have you here, Garrett and Alec.
Yeah. Yeah. We met at back of the trailer park, 5-6 months ago?
Yeah. It was one of the most amazing experiences of my life, and I think we should tell the story. So Fighter and I are in Florida doing our January pilgrimage, and he's like, hey, we're going to go fish over by Kissimmee, and we're going to go stay at my buddy G-Rock's house. And he's like, you're going to love it. G-Rock lives in a trailer right on Kissimmee. It's like, it's bass camp, and there ain't nothing going on but bass in there. And I'm like, yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, this is the deal. This is the deal right here. And we roll in. Now, you might not know, Garrett, but back in the day, there was something I used to look forward to in the Bassmaster magazine every month, and that was called Harry and Charlie. And the adventures of Harry and Charlie, and they lived in Swamp Gas Corners. And when I rolled in there with Fighter into your trailer park, I felt like I was at Swamp Gas Corners. I mean, what do you call it, the Bass Cave? Is that the name of the joint?
Bass Cave, Bass Camp.
Bass Camp,
pretty much. Yeah.
There it is.
We bass fish every day and watch Trailer Park Boys. Do it all over again.
It's a vicious cycle, like lather, rinse, repeat, right?
Literally, yeah.
And Alec, you made it back. You're unfrozen. It's good to see you. Are you there? Check, boogie check. Now he has no sound. What is going on here? He's like he really knows how to work electronics really good.
There he
Garrett,
is. There he is.
Yes, there he is. Bass Galaxy, give it up for Alec Morrison. Yes, he's a champion. He's a dadgum champion.
I'm making it work.
There it
I
is.
hope we're good now.
Yeah, so far so good. So, Alec, just going to catch you up. I was talking about the time the Fighter brought me to Bass Camp. And I pulled up there, and it was like Harry and Charlie, Spanish moss on the trees. And then we get into the camp, and it was you, Garrett, and Colby, I think, was there, getting ready to do a shoot. And I mean, I'm like, gosh dang it, this is bass in heaven. I mean,
Oh,
there's 4 pound.
5 minutes
Yeah.
from Kissimmee.
In
It's just close to everything. It's great.
It's a perfect location. And 4 pounders in a canal, just busting prop baits in the back. I walk in the house. You got all the food groups. You had all the food groups. Now you had and you had quantity, mind you, of each one of the food groups. You had a quantity, bulk of Mountain Dew. You guys had that. You also had quantity, bulk of assorted pastry type things. Yeah, there was some generic thing I never heard of in my life, like Mamacitas or something.
Snacks.
Yeah,
fruit snacks.
I don't
had like 300 pack fruit snacks.
Yeah, and they were like you bought them somewhere near Fellsmere because they were like called Mamacitas, and it was like an off brand or something, and they were made. Yeah. So you had a bunch of those, and then of course you had tons of like chips, just various types of bags of chips, and those essentials are what you boys survive on. I mean, it's,
pepperoni and chips.
Yeah, pepperoni too. Yes, that's you gotta get a little meat.
Chips.
You gotta get a little meat. There's no doubt about it. But man, it was a pretty cool experience. And then you guys know bassin', because you do it all the time, and
every day.
Yeah, every day. And a lot of people are like, Pat, these guys don't fish every day. I'm like, well, yeah, sometimes they sleep in, but then they end up still going later that day. You know?
Exactly.
But it's now your passion, your obsession has now become your occupation. You guys are guides. You got your captain's license, full-time in it to win it. And
yeah, full-time. We got certified back in January and have been going ever since. And whether we're guiding or tournament fishing, we're on the water.
Yeah.
Rain or shine.
Yeah, constantly living it. And you know, getting that captain's license, that's not an easy thing to do when you're fishing all the time because the studying gets in the way of fishing. You know what I mean?
We definitely.
I was thinking maybe we did a little too much fishing and not enough studying when it got a little close to the test, but we made it through, so it was good.
Yeah, and Garrett called me and he said, "Hey, I'm already good with a flare gun. What else do I need to know for this captain's license deal?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, we shout out to my buddy Corey who let us stay with him in Gainesville for 2 weeks. In Gainesville, there's Orange Lake. And Orange Lake is just like the mecca of all giants in Florida.
Yeah.
So, of course, we brought a bass boat and we fished all day and took class at night. And then by like week 2, I started looking at some of these questions in our practice test. And I'm like, dude, I really don't know. So we had to buckle down for like a solid 2 or 3 days. Everyone finished the test. I was the last person in the room for like the last 3 hours by myself. I don't know how I got by.
Were you sweating a lot? Like I kind of see you maybe sweating some.
Dude, I was sweating in places I didn't know I could sweat. So that's how it was going. I don't know.
It was a stressful test. Just
it was
a lot of information and material, but hey, we knocked it out. So good to go now.
Yeah, and congratulations for real. All kidding aside on that. And what I admire about you guys is one of the same qualities that I admire about many successful people in the bass fishing industry, and that's that in order to achieve success, you sacrificed and kind of gave up things. In other words, all in or not in at all equals success in bass fishing. In a little bit never equals success in bass fishing. And the first thing I see about you maniacs is that I'm like, these guys are all freaking in.
All the time.
Yeah. And now with the captain's license, you're guiding New York and Florida?
Yeah, it's good all over pretty much in the United States.
Okay. I mean, but is that the focus? Are you doing like a winter Florida deal now and then a summer New York? Is that a thing?
Pretty much. I mean, yeah.
Seems like the way to go, to be honest.
Yeah. There's been guys that have done it for ages. For example, Florida, Michigan type things like Okeechobee, St. Clair deal. Not, why not now? New York's the Mecca.
Definitely making money bass fishing other than guiding is probably a little better, but guiding is pretty sick. Like, I got to make my money to guide. Alec is set. He's only won 100 grand this year in 4 months.
Yeah,
so
he's a little
he doesn't have
bougie
to worry
now.
about the guiding as much. Yeah.
Yeah, he's staying in
I gotta guide
high-class
as much as I
places,
can.
as evident behind him, right?
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And
The
congratulations on that, by the way, on the Toyota Series
Thank you
and the
very much.
BFL. Yeah,
It was crazy. It's been a whirlwind of a year so far, but hey, I'm just trucking forward and trying to keep things rolling.
And here's the deal, like, okay, you're a New York guy, born in New York, right, Alex? Alec?
Yeah, yep.
All right, and you ended up, your first win was in Texas, right? The first big win, Sam Rayburn, was it? Uh-oh, he froze up again.
Oh, no.
You want to pretend you're Alec, Garrett, and just answer questions for him since you know everything?
My first win was on Sam Rayburn back in April or May. I didn't need a fish the last day. I just kind of went and caught a couple for fun, came in, won, 80 grand, whatever. It was easy.
Yeah, Grubhub bringing him food.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he left my house with like a couple dollars in the bank, and he's like, I don't know, I'm going to make this stretch. Hopefully I do good. I'm like, you're going to kill it, dude.
Yeah.
Goes over there and just wins,
I know you guys were really grinding. Obviously when I saw your place, I left you a few bucks by the coffee pot. I hope you got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I want the electricity.
But yeah, man, and you, Garrett, are no stranger to some New York Durbin, talking about an opportunist and doing some stuff while you're down there. Like,
yeah,
you did all right over there at Champlain, bud.
Yeah, I found some fish on a grass flat that were coming to me. I tried the whole spawning thing where you look through the tube, and I'm a little out of shape. My buddies know I'm out of shape, and if they saw me looking through that flogger, like trying to trolling motor, I'm like, dude, this is bad. Like, my back was hurting, my knees hurt. I'm like, I do not see myself doing this for 3 days. And yeah, I found some fish on a grass flat, post-spawn fish that were coming to me. And it was like a nonstop supply of fish. Like, every day I got there, I put the trolling motor down, and I saw more and more. And they were spitting up like 6-7 inch alewife. So I was just catching them on a swim bait, and every day it just got better and better, and more fish kept showing up, more bait kept showing up. And so yeah, kind of just grinded out one area, had a good tournament, used 2 or 3 rods, kept it pretty simple. It was a fun derb, and Alec finished right behind me. I think he finished like 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
And then Tyler Wolcott, he finished 9th, and then Rick finished, I think, 16th, 17th. So our whole house made the cut. Top 25 cut.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
Yeah, a bunch of winners in there.
Yeah.
Hey, you does your guiding hurt you as a tournament angler?
No, not really. Because this was like my first year really going after it pretty hard this season. So I'm still trying to like gain my clients. I get good clientele together, helping my buddy. A lot of my buddies throwing me some trips. So I still had like time to practice for tournaments and stuff. But I mean, I'm on the water, the more I learn. So honestly, it's really helped me. I haven't really had to like miss many trips for tournaments or miss tournaments because of trips. So I'm still benefiting me a lot.
Yeah, well, and I get that the amount of time on the water helps regardless. But I mean, is there a different mentality that could hurt or help you as far as guide versus 5 fish mentality type deal? Or can you switch it? Are you able to turn that switch?
Yeah, I'm definitely able to turn the switch for sure. Yeah, that doesn't really affect me much at all. But
they're both money makers.
They are both money makers. I would rather make it fishing a tournament, but
okay, I got you.
Alex is coming. He's just changing it to a laptop.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, Alex coming back. If you didn't hear, Gary. He's doing a wardrobe. He's doing a wardrobe change. think he's changing into another Sims deal. Is what he's doing.
So
right
he's got to
now.
be rocking the new Sims dress.
Yeah. It's called the New York dress.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but
the
Sims
bass
is
dress.
Sims is stepping it up tonight because they love you guys so much. They got 2
Yeah,
like and share prizes.
The fish whistle's getting sent out.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna love that.
Yeah, fish whistle and a XL case, storage case.
Yep.
And
those are sick.
Yeah, and a Challenger hoodie. Yeah, sun hoodie.
I keep one of those cases in the boat, extra gear. Like this morning, it was pouring rain, and one of my guys didn't have a jacket. Pulled a jacket right out of the dry bag. We were good to go.
Yeah, exactly, for real. And the waterproof deal on the cases is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm just going to move along, Garrett, and hopefully we'll get Alec back, all right?
Maybe we should. Am I getting too dark here? I got a light to turn on.
So far, so good. Yeah, so
cool.
good so far. Hey,
yeah,
so
mosquitoes about to start killing me.
yeah, well, wherever you got to go. Remember, you got to build a fire?
I'm Cuban, so they don't mess with me too much. Like, I got thick skin.
Well, I saw you eating hydrilla gnats. They don't seem to bother you. You just eat them.
Yeah, I mean, I eat pads, hydrilla gnats, hydrilla. We don't take much on the boat to eat, so to be a bass, you got to be one with the bass. You eat the grass.
Yeah, I see that about you. And you were raised by wild boars. And you're Peter.
Yeah.
Are you Peter T's illegitimate son? Is that a thing too?
Peter T's illegitimate son?
Yeah. Peter Thalveros? That's not true. It's just a vicious
No,
rumor.
but yeah, I guess so. That dude's a hammer, though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's definitely an OG.
The
he'll
Petey
show
rig.
up to Kissimmee randomly. He'll show up to Kissimmee randomly and just catch him.
Just freaking smash him.
Like rocking the visor on 100.
Like only Peter T would. Like you.
Yeah.
Kind of like you. Actually.
Yeah.
Hey, all right, let's get deep. You want to get deep, bud? I want to dig into your psyche a little bit here. All right.
All right.
So I want to talk to you about your earliest fishing memory. Tell me about your earliest fishing memory. Like the first one.
First one.
Not your first
the
fish,
one that
or just a memory.
Yeah. I mean, the first one I've always thought about that really comes to mind is I used to go to Kissimmee every weekend with my family. It was like me and my dad and my mom. And we used to have an airboat. And we had a trolling motor on the airboat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we used to do a little bit of fishing, a little bit of airboat. And my dad used to have a Ranger back in the day. And then he kind of got out of it. But I remember fishing on Kissimmee with him. Like, this was like the first memory I have when I was like really young and being on the lake with him. Is I remember being somewhere in North Cove on Kissimmee and seeing like a 10 or 11 pound bass eat a blackbird off a lily pad.
Really?
Yeah.
And how old are you?
I was probably like 9 or 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So we used to go out there before
That'll
that,
grab
but
you.
I didn't really fish much. I just remember it being hot as hell. And my dad's like, "Yo, you should fish." Like, come on. I'm like, all right. So I had me a Mag 2 June bug.
Oh yeah.
Ribbon tail.
Oh yeah.
On the push button and watched that go down, and I was like, "Whoa, that was pretty sick." So that was probably like my earliest actual fishing memory.
Nice. Do it now. Is Alec back? Is he there?
I'm back.
He's back. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Hey, Garrett was just telling us his first bass in memory, and that was a 10-pounder smashing a Red Wing blackbird.
He has told me that story, and it sounds wild.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, it was sick. It was sick.
And you being from the Empire State, Alec, what's your first vivid bass in memory?
I think I remember the first bass that really made me stop and think like how cool they were. And I used to just fish on the shores of Lake Champlain in the Point of Rush area, really looking to catch whatever I could catch. whatever I could get my hands on, basically. And this one time in particular, my dad was with me, and I'm throwing my crankbait as far as I can out into the lake from off this jetty. And I'm just continuously bombing it out there as far as I can. And my dad looks at me and he goes, try casting to the dock to your right. And there was a dock parallel to the jetty that right. And I threw my crankbait on a spinning rod up against the dock, and it hit the side of the dock. And then when the crank like settled, it got blown up on. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I caught it. It was like a 2-pound largemouth. But I was like, I've been casting all day. I'd been casting as far as I could out there. And the whole time he was right next to me sitting under the dock. So that was the first bass that like really that I can think back on and feel like that might have been the one that got me started.
Yeah, I like these kind of stories. How old were you, Alec?
I was probably 9 or 10.
All right, the same age. And then were you guys after that? Were you like bassing kids? Like were you all in then?
All in.
You too, Jake?
I wasn't yet.
Oh.
After that. Yeah. I saw that and I thought it was sick, but I remember I still like at that age, I wasn't into it fully yet. I do remember catching at our hunting camp in Alabama, we had a farm pond. I remember catching like a 7 or 8 pounder on a June bug Mag 2 ribbon tail.
Yeah. Again, the June bug Mag 2 ribbon tail.
Yeah. And I still, after that, I got a picture of it. I'm wearing like a camo bucket hat, like all camoed out, looking gangster. I'm like holding it by the mouth, like double hand. But it was still not after that until I took it seriously. It was probably 10th grade, 10th or 11th grade. I went fishing in this pond by my house. My buddy Adam I met in 9th grade. And he's like, yo, come fish this pond with me. It's freaking loaded. So I was like, I might as well take a break I was probably skating or something then. Like early high school, I used to skate and do all that.
I
do hood rats. Yeah, I did hood rat stuff for a while.
I can see you.
Yeah, but
jeans with chain wallets and stuff. Do you have a chain wallet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely had a chain wallet.
Yeah.
I did have a pair of Jenkos back in like 5th grade. Yeah, I used to rock the Jenkos pretty hard. They were pretty sick.
I know you did.
Yeah, the fat Etnies with the DCs. Like that was
Sims has a new pair of Garrett Rocamora shorts coming out that resemble Jankos somewhat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
sorry.
But yeah, like 10th grade, I went and hit this pond with my buddy, and I got some stuff from my dad, a couple spinning reels, and I remember we caught like 50 or 60 fish. And I went home after that, and I was explaining to my parents how amazing it was. And then from that point on, it was just like I was gone. Like I was addicted. From then on, I started fishing. Yeah, like it was. Once I realized how badass it was like, yeah, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, and that's a certain point where Alec hit that with the dock deal, and then it took you a little bit of extra coaxing. But that's the crucial point for the next evolution of a proper bassin' man. And the next question kind of leads to it, and that's when did you first deliberately trick a bass? Think about it, Garrett. When you first deliberately, like you thought about it, you're like, I'm going out there. I know this is where they are. I'm going to use this. And it worked. Think about that memory.
I'm already ready to go on this one. I don't even have to think about it.
Go.
I was obsessed with punching and flipping. And I've been wanting to catch fish punching nets. I remember watching an OG Bub Tosh video on YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah, and I went to Dick's and bought a Skeet Reese flipping stick.
The yellow one or the Lama Glass?
No, the yellow one that faded after like 2 months.
Yes.
It was like a 7.6 extra heavy. And I went and got some 1.5 ounce weights, and I watched the video how to tie the snell knot. I bought some I bought some a Gambler BB cricket, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
BB cricket.
Love it.
But so I rigged all that up. I had this girl I was kind of talking to at the time lived on this private lake by my house, and it was filled with mats, like hydrilla, private lake with hydrilla and hyacinth mats and gator vine. So I slid my John boat in. I had one mission to like punch mats and catch a big one because I hadn't done it yet. And I had practiced some flipping in the yard. And once I got out there and got used to the weight, I remember going through this point of a mat. The whole thing lifts up, and I like cranked down on it and freaking got her out. And it was like an 8 or 9 pounder. And I was just like, I did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah, I'm Bub Tosh.
You were playing Bassin. Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. I used to play Rick Clunn when I was a kid. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. I'm going to go out and wind like Rick Clunn. How about you, Alec? Yeah. What was your deal? You got a memory like that?
Yeah, I've got some memories like that. I don't remember the first one that I would have like specifically targeted. But I remember some springs back before I had a boat, and you know, I'd sit around all winter, basically. I didn't do any of the winter sports like skiing, snowboarding, or any of that stuff. So winter kind of sucked for me. But come ice out and things warming up a little bit, I'd get like super antsy to get over to like the nearest rivers and creeks, anything leading into Champlain. And at that time of year, there's something special where that runoff water coming from those rivers and creeks is warmer than the lake water. So you'll get early fish that.
Well, okay.
And
we lost you at early fish. You get early
rolling
fish.
In.
Uh-oh.
Alec is on. He's on L Wi-Fi right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn your video off. It might.
I
help.
thought it was good.
All right, just put a giant picture of Alec's face on there, just his face.
Is it? Do I sound all right?
Yeah, now it's way better. Yeah, now you're there.
Jeez.
Okay, no, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Oh, okay, Ginger's gonna put a picture up. This is way better anyway. Way better. I mean, not like that, Alec. But better sound quality. Better sound quality.
But
the fish come in there early is the last thing we heard.
Yeah, get all kinds of fish rolling up into these creeks and rivers that are dumping into Champlain. And I didn't have a boat at the time, or the ramp would be iced over and I couldn't dump a boat in, but around these creeks and rivers would be open. So I'd be like in boots, trying not to get wet, but getting soaking wet with like 40-degree water, wading, you know, through like flooded banks and stuff like, because the water's all high, just to get a whack at like the first smallmouth of the season, you know, that no one had touched yet.
You wanted those.
Those were some of
the dumb ones.
Early memories.
The dumb ones.
Yeah. It was all about just getting out. I was antsy after sitting inside all winter. You know, I had to push the limits the second the weather turned a little nice for me to do it.
And you were out there, of course. Hey, I want to get a little philosophical with you, Garrett. I know you're a very philosophical man. Right?
Yeah,
I can tell. You're a thinker. Right? For real though, you're a thinker, aren't you?
Kind of, sort of, like last minute thinking.
Okay, but that's a strong point.
Yeah, I did fail college math like 3 times in a row, then I dropped out. So.
Yeah, but did you really need that for Bassin?
No, I didn't.
I mean, you have a scale that adds everything up for you.
Yeah.
In tournament fishing, of course.
Perfect.
Yeah. You don't even need to know math in tournament Durbin.
Yeah, I got my grade 10. I was good to go.
So are you able... Yeah, that's it. That's all you need. So you know how they say that that policemen aren't supposed to profile when they're out on their job. You know what I mean? But I'm sure sometimes it's hard to do, not to do. But it's the same way for bass fishermen. Like, I know you being a great angler. I'm just going to say it. You're a great angler, Garrett. That you can kind of tell if someone is a an average fisherman or a weak, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know.
You can tell when someone's got the bass vibes, like they know what's up.
Yeah, like what's an indication of that? What's an indication? I mean, for example, just somebody that's totally consumed by bassing versus someone that's really not in it as much, I guess.
Probably what kind of shape their hat's in, you know?
It's a dead giveaway.
Yeah, the wear and tear. Yeah, and the kunais.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. From the sunglasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. 500%. 500%. The hat and the tan is a deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a dead ringer that somebody's out there all the time. What's something else? How else can you tell? Alec, you know? You got a way?
Might take fishing with someone to really know, but sometimes it's just like how someone carries themselves. I guess you're just like, oh, that guy's kind of being sneaky, might be on him a little bit or something.
Okay. He's just not coming out with the info all freely.
Yeah. He's staying to himself.
Yeah, he's just not being all free with it. Yeah. Hey, so Alec, when did you and let's face it, you're a great angler, bud. You're on your way. You really, of course, everyone has room to improve, but you're doing really well. When did you
I'm trying to catch up.
We all are. Alec, when did you kind of realize you were a better than average angler?
Early on when I started really fishing a bunch of the junior events and high school events and stuff like that, I did really well, and I was like, feeling good about it, but knew that would change once I jumped these events. So, I had love for it. Basically, I knew I was kind of been not sure if that really answers your question all that well.
We kind of lost you again for a minute, Alec. You got abducted by aliens again.
Ah, jeez.
Are you? I'm not sure where you are.
I'm at a Cayuga campsite. I have full service and everything. I thought it would be out good and the ran good. So
we might need tinfoil. Is there any extra tinfoil anywhere?
Extra tinfoil?
Yeah. Is there any extra tinfoil?
Dude, maybe if you go outside, throw a light on in the truck, might be all right.
Yeah, try that. You want to change the scene? Yeah, try and see.
Maybe is that place? Yeah, place might have like a metal roof. Sometimes the metal roofs be.
Yeah, get a broom and pound on the roof first to see what it's made of on the air before you go into the truck.
It out real quick.
See what it's made of. All right, and we got the picture, Alec, up now. There it is. Boom. We're good out. Thank you, Ginge, for dialing that in. Hey, Garrett, whether you know it or not, you basically are a predator fishing for a predator, right? You, in essence, are a predator of the bass, and the bass are a predator of their prey. So,
correct.
This, I got to ask you, what do you use as an advantage in your fishing to capitalize on the weakness of the bass and other anglers? I know think about it. So what do you use? I know the fights against the bass, but also the fights against the other anglers. So what do you use as a predator of the sport to fight both of your competitors, the bass and humans?
Does nicotine on the water count?
Of course. Whatever it takes.
Let's see. Like, are we talking just something mentally or like a lure?
No, I mean, what is it? What are one of your strengths? It could be mentally. It could be a technique that you're amazing at. It could, what is something that you feel puts you on top of the game?
I can definitely flip, but we don't really get to go to many places where flipping would dominate. I don't know. I would say being versatile. Like I can flip and fish Florida, but I feel like I can do a little bit of everything now, and I'm confident in myself. Kind of going anywhere. Like I'm pretty good with the forward sonar now. Like I feel like I can like go and compete and have like an advantage on other people, even using it in Florida. Like I've learned a lot on Kissimmee using it there. Like
Wow.
in shallow water. Like I feel like I have an advantage on forward sonar in shallow water, I should say.
Yeah, and I know it's a big factor in competing anywhere these days. Do we have Alec back or no? Oh,
Yeah,
Al-
yeah.
Hey, all right, there you are. Good, Al. Hey,
How do I sound?
I mean, and I know that that's something that you have put a lot of time into, Alec, as well as you, Garrett. That forward facing, the periscope, and
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I
crucial.
I gotta win some more derbs and do a little better before I start speaking too much. But yeah, that was kind of my say on it.
Well, I've seen what you've. I agree with you on winning the derbs. Of
Yeah.
course, that's the goal. But I see what you do just in fun fishing with it. I mean, you utilize it to catch fish that it's just not being utilized for.
Yeah, Alex actually taught me a lot more about it in the last 6 months. So props to him. He's helped me out a lot.
Are all your wins? Is that a factor in all your wins, Alec? Forward facing.
Yeah, every one of them. I think every fish I've caught since Rayburn has been on scope. I saw it before I casted at it.
Wow.
All the
I
fish
wouldn't
on Rayburn, every event up here, pretty much.
Yeah.
I can't remember a time I caught one that
I mean,
in an event.
like think
I mean,
about
even
that.
over the last like 2 years, it's like very few fish that I've weighed in that I didn't see on scope before I even casted. It is definitely a large majority of it, but at the same time, it plays a little bigger of a role up north than it does, in Florida. Obviously, the stuff Garrett showed me with like using it super shallow water, we would be finding fish on like 2-foot flats and throwing traps at them. Definitely. But up north, it's almost like if you don't have it, you're gonna suffer in a tournament a little bit. Not that you couldn't do really well, but
unless you're Brian LaBelle.
Yeah, exactly. But
or Johnny Cox, your friend Johnny Garrett as well.
Oh yeah, Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny, definitely Johnny.
But yeah, as far as smallmouth go up here, you're at an extreme advantage. Using it, just overall your percentage of, you're gonna throw on more fish in a day and more bigger ones than someone who's not using it. So automatically your percentage just goes up if you stick with it, and the ratio, they don't all bite, but obviously they don't all bite, and it can be very frustrating on the days that it's tough when you're using scope and they're following your baits and whatnot, not biting. But at the end of the day, if you weren't using it, I lost you.
What'd you say, Garrett?
No, I just said me last week.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, but it's just like, at the end of the day, if even if they're hard to get to bite, you're still throwing at fish and maximizing your casts all day long, and your average just goes up by far. So
and I think that's amazing because I know you fish a lot of derbs, and the majority of the fish you're seeing them on the periscope. That's amazing, bud. So tomorrow it's Champlain. That 500%, in your guys' opinion, the forward facing, the victor will be using a forward facing. Is that what you guys are saying?
Yeah, or a little mix going on. There's one variable that is kind of knocking on the door a little bit, and that is the recent flooding and rains we've gotten over the last month, and it's brought the water up. And Garrett, well, when we were both there for the BFL, he kind of figured some stuff out to, point in the direction towards some big largemouth sub shallow.
Interesting.
So I think they're definitely a variable this time around. I don't know if all largemouths up north are going to win, but I think the dude who can figure out the deep smallmouths and then go catch a big largemouth, I mean, he's looking real good for the event.
So a buckethead in the equation every day, all 4 days?
Yeah. That would be a good way to do it, I think.
Yeah.
What about you, G?
Yeah, I mean, I think like someone like Schmitty, someone like that could, if the water's still up like it is, I think someone could win off straight largies.
How about Hackney? Billy Lowen?
Definitely. Yeah, let's just say I found them.
Seth Fighter.
Catching them on straight braid with a jig, just jacking them. And I'm like, this is crazy. Because the water was so high. And like normally when I'm there, like I see all this stuff on the bank, like reeds and grass and like pads and like Kissimmee grass looking stuff and reeds. And I'm like, oh, it's like a foot deep. I'm not even going to try it. I was idling out of this one ramp and I saw like 3.5 foot on some grass. And I just started going and I'm like, whoa, like they're in it. But I mean, if it was like it was 2 weeks ago, I think someone could possibly win on largemouth.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm not
interesting.
It's a possibility, but I'm sure they're gonna have a smallmouth or two in the bag if they do win. But I don't know. It could go either way. But you're definitely gonna see a lot more green ones this week.
Alec, who's 100% top tanner in this deal?
Yeah.
Who is? Who is?
I got two picks. Is that cool?
Of course.
Okay. First off, it kind of goes along the lines of mix bagging it.
Okay.
I think the fella to do that, you mentioned him, Seth Fighter.
Okay, interesting pick. I like it.
Yeah, a little mix bag action, I think. And I think all smallmouth, someone to like truly dial in the smallmouths and fish for them the way that I would go out there and fish for them this week. I think Kyo Fujita probably.
Fujita. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, last week Takahiro told us he's very secret. Takumi said very secret. He's very secret. All right, guys.
Yeah.
We're on the cusp here, and we have the bass historians coming up next about the history of bass in New York. But I want to get to a little bit of Dirty Dozen with you guys, and what that means is I got a dozen questions here, and we're gonna pick a few of them, and you guys have to pick a number between 1 and 12, and then you get that question, and you have to answer it with the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You guys want to do a little Dirty Dozen before we get out of here?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Are you gonna play? You gonna play it right and proper?
Heck yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh, I like it, Chinch. Yeah, it's a Dirty Dozen. Yeah.
Alec pick 6. I'll pick 9.
All right, go ahead, Garrett. First pick.
All right, 6.
6. Garrett Rocamora, what is based?
Based. Actually, I'm looking at. I swear to God, there's aliens in the sky right now.
Okay. Aliens are.
There's like 6 glowing dots just going up into the air. But I'm gonna ignore that. All right.
Okay.
So
don't ignore it.
Based. Yeah, but this is crazy.
Don't ignore it.
Based. I guess something we can all agree on.
Heed their call.
Huh?
Keep going. I'm sorry.
Yes, I guess something we can all agree on,
Yeah.
and or that's badass.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of along those lines.
Okay.
Like, me and Alec will share a meme, and we both laugh at it. We're like, yeah, that's based.
What's based in Bassin right now?
But what's based in Bassin?
Yeah.
Probably someone catching a big one on a glide bait this week on Champlain.
Yeah,
Like
that
if I turn on live and see someone crack a big largie on a glide, I'm like, yeah, that was base as hell.
All right, pick a number, Alec. Pick a number.
I'm gonna go lucky number 7.
Oh, okay. This one is this is an odd one. Eliminate an angler from professional fishing.
Oh, jeez.
I know you picked it. It's right here. I'm not making it up.
Dude, yeah, you got to think about this one.
Yeah, you got to eliminate an angler. It could be for love. It could be for hate. It could be selfish reasons. Like I don't ever want to have to compete again. You know what I mean? It's not like necessarily like this guy's a douche. It could be like I don't want to compete against the guy.
Yeah. This is I gotta give a.
We lost him again. What'd you say, Alec?
No, I said I got to give a little bit of thought to this one. This is a tricky one.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's rapid fire, man. What's the first guy that comes to your mind? First angler, eliminate him.
Probably, I guess first guy. He's an awesome dude. I mean, shout out to Brian LaBelle, the Champlain master.
Okay.
But man, he whoops on us a little too hard sometimes. You know.
So you're getting rid of LaBelle. B. LaBelle's gone.
We're getting rid of him at least for the rest of the season.
Nice. All right, pick a number, Garrett. Between 1 and 12. Number 4. Okay, I got it. What character are you in Trailer Park Boys, Garrett? What character are you? I know you love the show. That's all you do is watch Trailer Park Boys and bass fish. Who's your favorite?
I'm gonna go. Definitely not Sam Wasco because he's greasy and he's a caveman. I mean, I get kind of. I'm on my caveman grind right now.
I like it.
Helps
you catch
the showering situation here isn't the best. I don't feel like walking 200 yards, so I have been a little greasy from time to time. But I'll probably go Julian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You agree with that, Alec? Is he a Julian type?
Yeah, I agree. Plus, these are some great questions he's picked.
Yeah.
They happen to just coincide with him. You know what I mean?
Dude, I wish y'all saw this right now. So I'm
turn the camera.
Yeah, turn the
They're like so far out now. So I'm like looking at the lake, right? And the sun has set, but you can still see the glowing in the sky. And I see like 8 bright lights that are like orange balls go up super high, super slow, and go so far into the distance they just dim away. And I've been watching them for like 5 minutes. It's pretty crazy.
I saw this after I was hanging out with Uncle Larry outdoors.
Yeah. I mean, I've only had one beer tonight, but yeah. I somehow get to see UFOs all the time. So.
Yeah, they're drawn to you. They are drawn to you, G.
Yeah.
And the bass are drawn to the both of you.
It's the featherwig vibes that bring them in.
Oh yeah,
They're
you
like,
know it. You know it's those
like,
featherwig vibes.
Yeah, there's something up with these dudes. We got to check them out.
Hey boys, I appreciate you guys coming on the show. I have so much more for you. Honestly, I have so much more questions for you, but we're up against the clock and we had a little technical BS. But will you guys come back on again and hang out this winter?
I would love to.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I literally have like 20 more questions for you guys. And I'm just talking. I want to talk to Alec and not just his picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's part 2 this.
We almost need like a part 2 in Florida at the Bass Cave.
Yeah, like
week.
a live.
Definitely down.
Let's do a live from the Bass Cave in January.
Oh, that would be so rad.
Yeah. Will you guys both be there in Jan?
Yeah, we'll be
100%.
All right, we'll do that. Fighter and I'll roll through and we'll do questions from the hat live from the Bass Camp.
We got a derby to win on Sam Rayburn in February, so we'll be preparing.
Yeah, you'll be getting ready mentally and physically.
Yeah,
like Rocky Balboa. Hey guys, we're proud as can be of you, and best of luck in your future endeavors out there in the Bass Galaxy. Keep kicking ass, boys. Keep doing it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your support of the show. We appreciate you. Hey,
you
got the Bass Historians coming on. We're going to take a quick break and come back. The Bass Historians talking all about Durban and New York. But when you guys were just little embryos. You know what I mean? Or something.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, peace, boys. Be good. Bass Galaxy, put the power poles down. Don't go nowhere. We got the Bass Historians. plus a sneak and the like and share contest. Be right back. Step up your game. It has been said that professionals are only as good as the tools they work with, and Alpha Angler has developed the ultimate set of tools for you, the competitive angler. Alpha Angler custom rods, brought to fruition by the passion of master craftsman Jake Boomer and 2017 BASS Angler of the Year Brandon Palaniuk. Alpha Angler rods are custom made in the USA, designed and engineered to be perfect. Alpha Angler utilizes a very unconventional approach to making the very best bass rods, from drop shotting to flipping. Alpha Angler's focus is on building perfectly balanced tournament-grade bass rods at an affordable price. Join the Alphalution today and purchase direct at alphaangler.com. Step up your game. alphaangler.com. Welcome back. This is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. Now let's take a trip back to the yesteryears and the present days to bass fishing derbs in New York. We bring to you, ladies and gentlemen, the bass historians, Terry Battisti and Kenny Duke.
Thank you, Pat, said the disembodied voice of Ken Duke.
What? Wait, where are you?
Ken, you got to turn your video on.
Well, Ken, where's your
trying.
video, Ken?
I'm trying. I'm clicking the start video, and nothing is happening.
You got to jump up and down, Ken.
If then I'm going to do it. I have a vertical
Terry,
leap of
you have
approximately half an inch.
Terry, tell him he's got to tap his head and rub his belly at the same time.
Yeah, no. I don't want anybody to see that, even with a muted out screen.
Well, at least they can hear you tomorrow. I
had video earlier, but when I was in the waiting room, but not anymore.
You did something, I'm sure. Hey, but anyway, it's Terry and Kenny from the Big Bass Podcast. Good to see one of you guys. Anyway, again.
Thanks. Good to see you too, Pat.
Heck yeah, and congratulations on your Big Bass podcast. I know the Bass Galaxy is enjoying the heck out of it, as they would say.
That's good. Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but the fun factor outweighs the work, and the work really isn't work. So I can't complain.
Yeah, it's the passion in your brains coming out. I relate. I relate a lot to it. Wait, Kenny, I want to see you, Ken.
I want to be seen, Pat. I desperately want to be seen. I need to be noticed.
I just had the last guest. I had a picture and a live person. I don't want a Ken Duke picture now.
Hey, Ken, why don't you log out and log back in?
Yeah, the big log. Do the big log.
I can try that. It was a bear the first time. I might have to give the max access to video, says Andy. So I have no idea what that means, but I'm up for that. I will try. While Dr. Battisti entertains millions, I will try to do this.
Max from Heart to Heart. Hey,
I'm gonna leave and come back. I hope.
Yeah, no, we'll see in a minute. I have the utmost faith that you'll get it. Hey, I gotta tell you, Terry, you look really good. I'm liking the big full beard.
Thanks.
And you kind of got a Jesse from Full House kind of hair deal going. I like that.
Yeah, I haven't shaved since before iCast, and I haven't had a haircut since January.
Okay.
So I'm going for the shaggy Pat Renwick look.
Well, thanks. I get yeah. You're looking proper.
Minus the beard.
Yeah, you're looking proper. You're looking proper. I got to tell you. Hey, and we got you on the show tonight.
Yep.
For the premise of talking about the history of bass fishing in New York.
And man, that's a lot of history there.
I know, rich in history, bud.
Bassmaster went there the first time in 77.
77.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And so that was the what year of bass? That would have been the 9th year?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm bad
no.
I'm a bad man.
Well, yeah, it would have been the 9th year of Bassmaster. The 10th year of Ray putting on tournaments.
Okay, gotcha. And so in New York was an odd choice in a lot of people's eyes at that time to go fish bass tournaments that they're like, wait, what? We're going to the Yankees country to the north? What? You know what I mean? It was odd, wasn't
exactly.
it? An odd time in bassing.
Well, the funny thing is the first time they go there, all the New Yorkers are saying, what are you guys doing here? There's no bass up here. We got some pike, but we don't have any bass. And when they came into the weigh-in and they showed the locals what they had, they went nuts.
Well,
I mean, it was a shot in the dark for Ray, and they made it happen. And they showed New York exactly what kind of fishing they had.
Yeah, they showed out, didn't they? But was it a shot in the dark for Ray, or did Ray have a scout or a tip?
You read those old Bassmasters, and it doesn't sound like they had a tip, but at the same time, Ray probably had a tip, and he was wanting at that point to get out of the South, get out of Texas, and do something more on the Eastern Seaboard. They had been going to North Carolina, they had been going to Virginia, as far up as Carr Lake, which is on the North Carolina-Virginia border. And so this was a wide departure from what they had done prior to that.
Yeah, like another land for the southern bass fishermen.
I mean, bypass Pennsylvania, bypass Maryland, all that. I mean, it just, boom, let's just go as far north as we can get. And it turned out for them big time.
Yeah, and I think that the anglers liked it because of the dumbness of the fish, especially for lack of a better way to put it. And
back then, I mean, largemouth played a huge part in those early tournaments. And more so now when you go to New York, you're thinking smallmouth, and maybe some largemouth in the southern, but primarily now it's smallmouth. Whereas back then, I mean, they were flipping, essentially, jigs and catching largemouth and grass.
Yeah, I mean, jump up to 1980 and Bo Dowden's win, with the
Bo Dowden wins jig and pig.
I mean, come on.
And yeah, I mean, that's really what started the third evolution of pork rind was Bo Dowden's win. I mean, it was happening before that in Missouri. And I think Precht put an article out earlier that year about the jig and pig, which was a new resurrection for the bait. And then Dowden goes up there and just creams everybody on the jig and pig.
Yeah, amazing. By the way, Bo was actually going to come on tonight, but
no kidding.
Yeah, but they're in Yellowstone, and the signal's horrible, and seeing we're already plagued with horrible technical difficulties tonight as it is.
Yeah.
But he's got a deal over there on Toledo Bend, real estate over there, and talk to just going at it still. Old Bo Dowden. But let's think.
And Roland Martin got second place in that one.
Oh,
probably the closest Roland Martin ever came to winning it, because I think he only lost by ounces, maybe a pound at the most, but it was real close. And of course, Bo weighs in a 6-pound fish, and that kind of sealed the deal.
I can still see the illustrations of his winning spot in Bassmaster magazine. Can you too, Terry?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you see like the grass with the depression and then the jig falling.
Not only that, but he was throwing a flipping stick.
Yes, I mean
he was casting a flipping stick. So
and I was waiting to talk with Kenny about this too. I wanted both of you together, and of course we were going to talk to Bo Dowden about it. Hey, Ginge, how are we? Should I keep going with it or? Yeah, okay. So anyway, with that rod that you brought up there, Terry. That, if you remember, was one of the first victories with as Clun would call them, a two-handed bass rod.
Yes, absolutely.
That was a cotton cordell jigging stick. Remember?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, he wasn't sponsored by Fenwick, and Fenwick at that time was really the only company that was putting out a flipping stick, and there were other companies starting to get on that bandwagon. And Cotton Cordell was one of them. And good old Cotton, he had his hands in everything.
Oh, he sure did. Lures. Oh, he sure did. Yeah, he was a smart businessman. But I can still see the ad in Bassmaster magazine with Bo Dowden, the Cotton Cordell flipping stick, and then a pot of gold on the remember it? On the other end. Or it might have been and then there was one with him and Roland fighting for a bag of money with the rods.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. I actually have that on the Bass Fishing Archives website right now.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I mean that classic out of New York, the 1980 Bassmaster Classic. Again, we say rich in history, but that one spawned a lot of the next generation of bass fishing, and ironically, it was in 1980. So the next decade was the decade of flipping and the jig and pig. And the dobber, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy how that happened.
Yeah, so you've got Bo Dowden wins it. Roland Martin gets second. Hank Parker got fourth. Let's see here. Cliff Kraft got third. Basil Bacon got fifth. Larry Nixon got sixth. Guido Hibden got 10th. Denny Brower wasn't around at that point in time. Either was. And then Clun didn't place. But, yeah, I got some stats here that I put together for some guys that have done really well in the state of New York.
In the state of New York. Hey, real quick, back to the Dowden deal. What was that, a 3/8 or a half-ounce Arky?
To be honest with you, I don't remember. I think it was a half-ounce Arky jig.
Okay.
And it was a number 11 pork rind.
And it was the number 11. And it was like a brown or a black jig. I'm having trouble remembering.
I'm pretty sure it was black.
Straight black. And Stren line. It was Stren blue line. Wasn't it Stren?
Well, yeah. And it was back in the Stren versus Trilene days. You'd see those ads and, the top 24 anglers that fished the Bassmaster Classic fish Stren. Well, yeah, Stren was sponsoring the deal.
Yeah. And now they're the same company. The bitter irony.
Exactly.
The bitter
irony. It's like, of course all of them were fishing Stren. That's the only line that they could use.
Hey, so who's some famous anglers that came out of the New York era of bassin' derbs throughout history?
So throughout history, obviously, Roland Martin started with the history essentially, but that was one of Guido Hibden's first year. In fact, I think it was Guido Hibden's. It was his second year, and it was his second classic in 1980.
Okay.
Then you had Larry Nixon. It would have been his fourth classic because he started in 77 and made the classic in 77. And not only did he make the classic, but he got second place in the classic in 77 to Clun.
Terry, let me back up a second. I'm not clear on something. You said that BASS went to New York for the first time in 77?
Yeah.
Okay, and where did they go?
Where did they go in 77?
Yeah, where was their first stop?
It was Thousand Island.
Oh, was it Thousand Islands? Okay, so that was the first visit. And were they there every year? Like, were they there 77, 78, 79, 80? Or were
77, 78, 79, 80. Yeah, they went every year pretty much after that.
Gotcha. Okay. And the first classic was the 80?
1980 Classic in New York.
Okay,
Yep,
gotcha.
That was the first one in New York.
I just wanted to clarify for the history of the whole deal.
But there was another guy that that nobody really knows about or remembers from back in the day, and that was a guy by the name of Cliff Craft. You remember old Craft?
Yeah, of
Cliff,
course
I'm
I
sure.
know Cliff Craft. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and out of, you know, you would think of the early anglers who would have the best finishes in New York. And you would think right off the bat, probably Roland Martin, because Roland Martin owned New York in those early years.
Pretty much, yeah.
But actually, Cliff Craft has a better record up there with respect to top tens than Roland Martin does.
Is that right?
Yeah, starting in 77, or excuse me, 78, he got a third. 79, he got a seventh. 1980, he got third in the Classic. 83, he got seventh. 85, he gets third. 86, he gets second.
Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, and then 92, he gets an eighth. And then we don't hear much from Cliff Craft after that.
Okay.
So there's an angler that really owned that area or that state and made a lot of money up there.
The Cliff Craft Empire, along with Roland.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
So Cliff made more money than Roland there?
I would say yes, because Roland got six top tens and Craft got 7. So I would say that you know, over those tournaments that, yeah, I would think that, well, Roland won one. Roland won 2 of them. He won in 78, he won in 84. So, you know, there's some pretty big money there. So I would assume that that Roland probably just with those 2 wins and having one less top 10, he still made more money than Cliff did.
What was the Classic worth in 1980?
15 grand.
15 grand.
Yeah.
What was a Ranger boat in 1980?
About 9.
About 9 grand.
Yeah.
Pat, can you hear me? Pat,
hey, we can see you too.
He's wrong.
Wait, ladies and gentlemen, it's Ken Duke.
15 grand in
was it
1980.
No.
First place was
Andy, great job.
25,000. Sorry. First place was 30,000, and he got an extra 10 because he was using DuPont Stren, and he got an extra 1,000 because he caught the largest bass of the tournament.
Who was this?
It had not been 15,000
1980
years.
Yeah.
In 1980. Oh my God! How much misinformation has been spread?
I don't know, but you're coming in all spry with a flat bill hat, and you're all buttoned up like a cholo. What is going? Yeah, elbows up side to side. Kenny Duke.
Fish and cider.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
I'm heating up here because I've got to dispel misinformation. $30,000 was the original.
Was it
first
30
place
grand
prize
back
money.
in 1980?
I just said it was.
Andy, thank you for getting him on.
I just said it was. I've got to loosen my collar. I'm going to have a stroke.
That's what I'm saying. You're all high and tight and proper. You got it buttoned up to the top, and you had a flat brim on.
$30,000. 30,000 plus 10 for using DuPont Stren, which, by the way, was supposed to be mandatory because DuPont Stren was the official fishing line.
Exactly.
Of the Bassmaster Classic that year.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, but that was an extra 10,000 to Bo on top of the 30 plus the 1 because he caught the biggest bass in the tournament on the final day, 6 pounds, 6 ounces.
6'6". Yep, 6'6". Yep.
Oh my God!
Did Terry even know that Bo Dowden won the tournament?
Yeah, he did.
Who's Bo Dowden?
Oh my God!
He's that guy on Toledo Bend. He's got real estate.
Did Terry know that that's the first tournament Bo Dowden ever won in his life at the club level or any other?
Oh my God!
No, we didn't hear about that. We didn't. Hey, did you know that Bo was going to be on the show tonight, Ken? True story, but
I did not know that.
Yeah, that was the mystery guy, but things couldn't happen. But we'll get him again some other time. He's one of my.
That's a shame he couldn't make it. Bo Dowden's
he's at Yellowstone with Gladys right now.
Oh,
and
very
Yogi
cool.
Bear.
Very cool.
Yeah, having a good
now,
old time.
Did Terry know that there have been 67 professional BASS events in the state of New York?
67.
I didn't come up with that stat.
It's possible I made it up like Terry makes up his stats, but no, that's actually the correct number.
I didn't make any of my.
So
I'm reading my stats.
No,
off
you just
my,
got them wrong.
All right, well, we better recap. I hate to do this,
Better
Terry.
make them up.
I hate to do this, Terry, but I got to recap. BASS first went to the state of New York in 1977 to the Thousand Islands, according to Terry Battisti. Is that correct, Ken Duke?
That is correct.
Okay, boom, we got that. And they were there consecutively up until the 1980 Bassmaster Classic. First classic ever was the 1980 Bassmaster.
They went in 77, 78, and 79, and 80.
And the 80 Classic is the farthest north the Bassmaster Classic has ever been. It was the last classic that did not have an indoor expo.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. As I said, it's the first tournament Bo Dowd never won in his life. Pat, you'll remember this. Terry only got interested in the sport a couple of months ago, but you'll remember this, Pat. Ray Scott used to introduce Bo by saying he won a silver medal in the 1952 Olympics in track and field.
I do remember that.
That was one of Ray's favorite games to play with Bo.
It's a true story. Ray just made up.
Which would have made him like 20 years older than he actually was.
That's outstanding.
Well, he would have been 11 in 1952.
Yeah, but if he was old enough to win a track medal in the Olympics in 1952, it would have put him at like 55 years old.
And he beat Jesse Owens. I heard he beat Jesse Owens, actually.
Exactly.
There you go. There you go.
67 events have been, BASS events have been to New York since its inaugural stop in 77, correct?
Yep.
That is correct.
That's a lot of derbs. A lot of derbs.
And did you know the biggest bass ever caught in a New York professional level BASS event? I'm not 100% sure on this because my data, I've not filled in all the blanks, but I believe that the biggest bass ever caught in a New York event was caught the very first day of that very first event on the St. Lawrence River.
Really? And what was that?
A largemouth that weighed 710 caught by Sonny Viola.
Sonny Viola caught himself almost an 8-pound bucket hit.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Day one of the first New York
Louisiana. Another Louisiana boy.
Louisiana boy.
So overall, 710 is the weight to beat in bass in history. So these elite anglers that are going to Champlain and the St. Lawrence River in the next couple days, they got to beat 710.
Yeah, and they won't, but it's a nice number to shoot for.
Yeah. That's a game winner.
Pat, did you know that only 4 anglers with a New York who were living in the state of New York at the time have ever won a BASS event?
Wow. Who's that?
Mostly guys, folks have never heard of.
Yeah, I was going to say anybody memorable?
Yeah, Jaeger.
Well, I'm gonna argue that New York has never produced a particularly prominent angler. No, I'm not going to argue that. I'm going to state that as a matter of fact. New York has never produced a prominent professional angler. You could argue Jamie Hartman is that, but he left New York, so I would no longer classify him as a New Yorker. But yeah, Randy Yeager won in 2000 on Okeechobee. Jim Bianchi won on Oneida in 2013. Bill Perkins won on Oneida.
You know too much.
2021. And
he's got a database. So
yeah, gosh, dang.
Got what?
You got a database.
Do you have AI?
No. AI? I don't even know Allen Iverson. What are you talking about? Why would I know Allen Iverson?
Yeah.
Talking about practice?
Can I get a hell yeah?
I know Terry treats us like practice when he's throwing around things like $15,000 Bassmaster Classics, but no. I'm here for keeps.
Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness.
I make one mistake, and I never hear the end of it. This is going to go on for months now.
Okay.
Can we mute him?
This is every show. I mean, you had your chance to shine.
Terry,
really.
Hey, Pat.
Yeah.
Pat, speaking of mute.
Yeah.
Speaking of mute, have you got anything lower than mute for Terry?
Like solo. Yeah.
Whatever you got.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh wait, hold on.
There we go. We lost.
What happened? What did I do?
Wait, we lost Terry? I mean, we lost Kenny. We got Terry.
It's the bad juju.
Wow, you just
God
jinxed
looking
yourself.
down on
You see that, Terry? What he just did? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
God is not happy.
Pipe down, boys. Pipe down. Hey, back to the 80 Classic, and we're done with it. I got to clear this with Kenny. The color and the size of the Arky jig and the pork rind. What was it?
Wow, that's a great question. I believe it was brown. I believe it was 3/8. But if you'll bear with me a moment, I will get you that information.
Okay. Terry says
I'm
black
thinking
and
it
half.
was a little. I thought it was black and a half, and the wind was howling. And I think I remember him saying that the 3/8 wouldn't. He couldn't feel it with a 3/8 ounce jig.
That may be absolutely right. If you bear with me, I'll get you the facts.
That's right. Yeah, he's got. I'm sitting here, flying solo, without my major computer.
Why am I being blamed that Terry's not prepared?
You should have been up on it.
Why am I not being celebrated?
I mean, you're the guy that has a tackle box full of Bassmaster Classic winning baits. Am I not wrong, Terry, that Kenny has that?
It's not a tackle box. It's a Rubbermaid box.
Oh.
It's a box.
Tupperware?
Yeah, it's just
Did you get it at a Tupperware party?
He did.
Where is that list?
Yeah, all right, never mind. Never mind.
You, because I am not going to leave you. I'm not just. Oh, let me answer that question for you. What color was it?
Yeah.
Oh, $15,000. That's what color it was.
15K. So it was green.
No, it's if you'll I didn't want to give you bad information, so I'm trying to track that down for you, and unfortunately, it's taking me longer than I wanted it to take.
I'll track it down.
But,
I wrote about it.
What in the world is
what
going
is he
on
doing? Yeah, what
trying
is
to check
that?
the database for this information, and for some reason, I'm having trouble searching.
You want me to go get a soda?
This document. No, but hey, if Terry says it was a heavier jig than that,
okay, we'll just go with that. We'll just go with that. Hey,
I can find it real quick.
That's okay. No, we're off this. We're all guys. You guys fight about this on the Big Bass podcast. All right, do that.
We never Big Bass podcast. It's all peaceful.
Yeah, it's all love and Krishna.
It's all about love.
Yeah, every time. Hey, so here's what I want to know. When did and Terry referenced? Wait, do you have something here?
I do.
Okay, Go ahead.
3/8.
It was a 3/8.
Okay.
3/8. He was using 3 different colors. He was using some black and blue, some black and brown, and he was using some brown.
Okay.
And he had a number 11 Uncle Josh pork frog in black.
What size, Uncle Josh?
Number 11.
11 in black. Okay, great. And
in 1980, that's all you were allowed to use was a number 11.
Yeah.
I guess you could use number 1.
And spring lizard pup.
By law.
And number 1.
By law.
Yeah. But okay, I remembered 3/8 brown because I remember clearing out the fishing shack in Calumet City, Illinois from Bait Shop Randy and carding the whole Arky jig aisle.
Well, let me tell you where I know a lot of guys are reading the coverage in Bassmaster magazine or Bass Times or wherever. Of course, Bass Times was not around.
No, it was just Bassmaster.
A general publication then.
I waited half a year for each Bassmaster, by the way.
What I have done, because I like to go that extra mile and try to give correct information to your listeners. I actually talked to the guys about what they used.
Oh, okay.
And I sometimes get some interesting responses. Like you'll hear a lot of people say that Bobby Murray used a silver minnow that he colored black in the 78 Classic, but it was actually a Weasel Bait Company Rex spoon.
A Rex spoon
that he was using.
Well, but you talked to, I haven't talked to Bobby Murray about it, but what you read back in those Bassmasters, it was an Arkansas rig, which was essentially a Johnson spoon or something like a Johnson spoon with a Hildebrandt blade wire that was rigged in front of it. And Strike King
That's what I just said. And then of course he designed one for Strike King. Oh yeah, but he was actually using a Rex spoon.
Interesting.
But Bassmaster reported that he was using a Johnson spoon, and that was incorrect.
With the spinner.
With the Hildebrandt blade.
I remember.
It was a wire. It was the wire from a Snag O'Sally.
No, I remember. I made them. I remember making them as a kid. I remember putting them together. Oh yeah, in the winter in Chicago. Yeah. No. Hey, before we move on, one thing that you also missed, Kenny, is that Terry is now sporting the Jesse from Full House haircut. Did you notice?
Yeah. Oh, he hasn't missed it.
Jesse Vasilopoulos. Yes.
I don't think you can call that kind of growth a haircut.
Yeah, no, it's not a cut. It's just the Jesse look. It's the Uncle Jesse look. Yeah. It's a Jesse Gopolopoulos look.
There are only so many perfect heads, Pat, and the rest are covered with hair.
And yours is one of them, Mr. Clean. Dang it!
Exactly.
That's what I'm
Mr.
telling
Clean.
you. All right, so when
I am so bald. This is a toupee, gentlemen.
Well, that way you can you drive faster in your boat.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. Hey, when did they
Instead
make
of going 34? He'll go 36.
Hey, save the fighting for your own show, boys. I'm gonna have to break you up here. Hey, when did they make the transition in New York, guys, from the largemouth to the smallmouth? I know it was always buckets, and then boom, all these smallmouth are playing now. When did that happen historically in BASS?
That was relatively. I mean, they always caught them up there. They just never were the bigger fish, and probably until the late '80s, and that's when people started winning on mixed bags, and then from then on out, it was probably smallmouth there.
I think that's about right. I think as electronics and awareness and ability with electronics got better, people began to realize that the smallmouths were ultimately a lot easier to catch. And if you weren't fishing in the grass and weeds, you didn't have to go through so many pike, which was a real hassle back then. So if you targeted the smallmouths, you were out deeper, you were offshore, you were not in the same places.
But I also think it has a lot to do with water quality.
Okay.
Water quality back then wasn't good. I mean, we all remember, if we're a certain age, Lake Erie catching on fire, right outside of Cleveland.
That was the Cuyahoga River.
Yeah, but it drains right into Lake Erie. And by the way, just as a tourist tip, if you're ever in Cleveland, do not bring that up. Unless you want to start missing some teeth.
Wow.
Why would I ever go to Cleveland?
The heart of rock and roll is still beating.
Yeah. The mistake by the lake? Really? No.
Your viewership in Cleveland just went drastically down.
Yeah, so Ken's doing us all sorts of favors. We have alienated Texas, except for Stephen Barton. Yeah.
Texas. Yeah, people from Texas think I hate Texas, and I guess that's true.
Okay. All right. Well, don't you go arguing with some of them Hemp Hill gang.
I'm not.
Don't you mess with that Hemp Hill gang.
I like Texas just fine.
Okay.
If
Tommy Martin gonna squeeze your head like a melon. You know that.
There you go.
Lee Livesey, he gonna putt you.
I have spent many pleasurable days in Texas. Problem is, I've been there for months, and that's a good thing.
So the late '80s was the transition from where the mixed bags start to show, and again, Thousand Islands, that was a buckethead derb back in '80, and then the late '80s start the mixed bag, but like St. Lawrence, Thousand Islands, I don't even think largemouth are going to play in that deal, right? Champlain, yes, we hear from our guys that were just on, Garrett and Alec. But, I mean, will they play at St. Lawrence?
Maybe for big fish. I mean, you can never count that out.
What do you think? What do you think, Kenny?
I think Terry's right. I think maybe for big fish it'll play. Big fish out there is traditionally going to be somewhere in that 6.5 pound range. Maybe an ounce or two bigger, maybe high fives. And you can certainly catch a smallmouth that size there. So guys just aren't going to target them very likely.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Johnstons, Takumi. Those guys were century clubs, if not almost there practically. I can't remember the exact stats on that, but I mean.
Yeah. The key there, I think, is for these guys to keep in mind that if you want to win there, you're probably going to need to average
23 pounds a day.
Well, I'm just talking about average weight of an individual fish. You're going to need 4.5 pounds a day average fish to be in the hunt. Mm-hmm. You can do that with smallmouths.
At St. Lawrence.
You can do that. At St. Lawrence. Yep. You can do that much more easily with smallmouths than you can do it with largemouths. And by the way, let me tell you what I do hate. Not Texas. I hate ending the season with
you
smallmouth
hate me.
tournaments. No, I love Terry Battisti. But I hate ending the season with smallmouth tournaments.
Why?
Because Well, because everybody catches 5. Everybody catches 5. The guy who wins, he averages 4.5 pounds. The guy in 37th place averaged 4.25.
Yeah.
It just stacks up too much. And there's just not that much real margin between the guys who are wildly successful and the guys who are middle of the pack. And when everybody catches 5 and they all weigh 4 pounds, you don't have what I would call a true test of the best out there.
Well, what else so then how can you have a derb any other time then of the year besides this time of year? It's probably because of weather purposes. And of course, everybody knows that it's because of tourism and travel.
Seasons.
Yeah.
And seasons.
It's largely a fish care thing and a travel thing. The season has always gone north as it went along. And I get it. I understand that. I just wish they would not end the season up there. It doesn't mean they can't have tournaments up there. It doesn't mean they can't have tournaments up there in July and August. It means I'd like to see the season end somewhere else where everybody doesn't catch 5 and they're not all clones.
Okay, and I kind of like that because I'd like to see them going into the fall. Maybe go back into, some classic reservoirs as Bassmaster passed in the fall.
There you go, because you know what you get then when you go into the fall and fishing tends to get tougher. Not everybody's going to get 5.
Go to the Arkansas River.
There you go.
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, if you don't want any big fish at all, go to the Arkansas River.
Ohio River.
Hey, you want to make it tough, Ken? Make it tough.
No, I didn't say I want to make it tough.
No,
I want to make it interesting. And smallmouth tournaments do not make it interesting.
They're usually slugfests, and I think that's by design.
What's that now?
Because a lot
they're
of
slugfest by design.
A lot of big fish coming across the stage brings eyeballs.
Pat Renwick, you say by design? Are you saying that someone has sat down and tried to figure this out and come to this conclusion? You're giving way too much credit.
I don't know. I think it's entertaining for the fans that they're thinking that way, to want big blowouts and 5 fish and everybody to have that, and they know they can get it in New York to end the season with a bang.
It's not a big blowout. You end the season with a bang in the sense only that a lot of people caught a lot of fish and they're all good fish. It's a slugfest in the sense that everybody's caught the same fish. One of the things you look at when you see a smallmouth tournament, like we'll see at St. Lawrence in particular, that's very different than a largemouth tournament, is big fish of the tournament. Big fish of the whole tournament will weigh about 1.5 times or 1 2/3 times what the average fish weighs. Now, if you go to largemouth body of water, the big fish,
even the Potomac,
the big fish will weigh 3 or even 4 times what the average fish weighs. That's where you can get some real separation in the standings. That's where you can shake things up a little bit. And I think that's where you get a better test of who the best anglers are.
I do see where you're coming from. And I do like the northern swing at the end, but I also like, the fact of maybe a fall end of the season. So with that being said, Kenny, if you had to add 2 more tournaments to the Bassmaster Elite Series schedule after the St. Lawrence River, after Champlain tomorrow and the St. Lawrence River next week, where would they go? Pick 2 bodies of water and pick a time.
Well, if we're going to go truly into the fall, that means we're talking about October.
Okay.
And
following you.
And hey, let's go to some classic bodies of water. Let's violate the initial terms of the Elite Series, which was best anglers on the best waters at the best time. They abandoned that in year 3, maybe year 2.
Okay.
They abandoned that right away, and I didn't like that, but that's how it went down. Let's go to Table Rock. That'll shake things up because everybody will not catch them at Table Rock. Or let's go to some place like Bull Shoals. Let's go somewhere. You can go Gunnersville.
Go to the Potomac River.
You're on this Potomac River thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. How much money do you get?
Yeah. Are you he keeps saying Potomac River every time he says that? Does it ching, ching?
Who wants to go to the Potomac River? They don't have grass like they used to. It is a tough fishery. My point is not a tough fishery. My point is a fishery that's a little
He
more
meant
volatile.
the Ohio River again. That's
But at the Ohio River, all the bass are named. So you just come in and I say, I caught
Bill
I
Lowen
caught
knows
Jerry
them all.
and Bill and Ed.
Yeah.
You
And then
know exactly
same
what
with
they
that
weigh.
Three Rivers.
Oh my God. Well, the Ohio is one of those. So
Yeah.
that's brutal.
Hey,
if you want tough, my God.
Okay, so Bull Shoals and what was the other one?
Oh, you go to Table Rock, you
Table
go to
Rock.
Guntersville. There's a
Yeah,
lot
but
of
here's
places.
okay. Bull Shoals and Table Rock are going to be periscope derbs, forward facing. So it's not what you're thinking. You're thinking, back cricks and crankbaits and Ricky Klein. But chances are they're going to be out there with they're chasing the ones that are chasing the bait with the periscopes, ain't it?
I understand there's a lot of that going on. I understand there's a lot of that, but you know what? I'm going to shock you with some numbers here.
Give it to me,
because the numbers that these guys in the Elite Series are putting up for the average number of fish they're bringing to the scales, are not wildly impressive. They're not wildly impressive.
For where the year overall?
For the year overall, because forward facing sonar has been around for a while.
Okay, so what you're going to give me is a comparison of pre-forward facing compared to now?
If you want it.
I would.
Okay. 2020. Let's throw 2020 out as an example. And a lot has to do with the weather when they get to a particular venue or something like that. But I just want to show that forward facing is not the cure-all that a lot of people think it is.
Okay.
The worst year for average number of fish brought to the scales by an individual angler, the worst year in Elite history was 2020. By far the worst year. Okay. Forward facing sonar was in every boat in 2020. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but do we really want to look at the 2020 Elite Series? Because that was the first year after the breakup. And
no, it wasn't.
No, it was the second year after the breakup. Yeah.
Yeah, 19 was So everyone had forward facing in 20?
Absolutely.
Pretty much.
What year did Bill Weidler win St. Clair?
That was 2020.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and that's when it was. Yeah, okay. Gotcha. Just clarifying in my own brain.
One was not much better. In Elite history, the average number of fish brought to the scales by an angler, the average is 4.5. It's actually 4.5277, but let's call it 4.5 because we're all friends here.
In when? In what year?
That's total. For all 18 years of the Elites, the average number brought to the scales by an individual angler each day, obviously 5 would be the highest possible number. The average number brought to the scales each day is 4.5.
4.5 pounds?
No.
Fish. The number of fish.
Fish.
Oh, jeez. I was like, what are you saying?
No,
I thought you were on that $15,000 thing your buddy was on. Okay. Okay.
No, do you want to take a stab at what the average weight is brought to the scales by an average angler on an average Elite day?
No, that I want to know.
Tell me.
Well, Andy says 12.11. Ginger Ninja says 12.11.
Ginger Ninja says 12 pounds, 11 ounces?
Yeah.
At?
I'm going to go $1.
What does that mean?
That means I'm betting anything lower than 12.11, I win, just like Price is Right.
Okay, Terry? Terry?
Yeah, I'm here. 13 pounds.
13 pounds. He went up.
It's 12-13. So Ginger Ninja wins.
Yeah, Ginger Ninja wins.
Congratulations, Andy. Good job there.
Yeah,
buddy.
excellent. What does he win from you?
He wins that world record mount behind him.
Oh,
no.
Wow. That's good.
I had to. I only got one now, so I got to keep that one.
Okay. You got to send him something, Kenny.
I'm going to. Andy will work something out. I'll give you something from Terry's collection.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Terry's Rubbermaid.
I gave Terry some really great limited edition Creek Chub prints. You can have one of those.
Remember the time Terry was on with David Fritz and just had everything all messed up?
Oh my God. Yeah, right.
Remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
In the evening, I lost that contest.
I know. Yeah. And you gave Mullins a hat.
I had to give Mullins a hat and an Ed Chambers crankbait.
I was there. I witnessed it at the Bassmaster Classic.
I still won. And
man of your
still
word.
won.
Man of your word. May or may have not been fixed. Hey, both of you guys, before we get out of here, I want to pick. I know it's cliche as it possibly gets, but I need one from you, Terry, and one from you, Kenny. Who's winning this Champlain deal tomorrow, and who's winning St. Lawrence?
I'll go with Brandon
Palaniuk
on the St. Yeah,
on St. Lawrence.
Wow. I would
you,
like to go with Brandon on the St. Lawrence, but I think Brandon takes a lot of chances out there because he does want so much to win.
Okay.
And I think that I think that he's got a good chance, but the weather's got to be just right for him.
Yep.
I'm going to go. I think the Johnson brothers obviously have a great chance out there, but I'm going to go Jeff Gustafson.
Oh,
because I'll be rooting for him.
Wow. Okay. Cool pick, Gussie. I gotcha. How about you? And you had who, Terry?
Brandon Palaniuk.
Brandon Palaniuk. Okay, gotcha. Okay, now
He'll take a lot of chances if the weather's not right all 4 days. He'll have a bad day and it'll cost him.
Yeah, you guys are true fans. I love it. Champlain. Who's the deal there?
I'm going to go with our buddy Seth.
Okay, I like it. I like the choice. Yeah. How about you, Ken?
I'm going to throw a wrench in this. I'm going to pick Palaniuk for Champlain.
Whoa!
Because he doesn't have to rely on the weather so much there.
Wow. All right,
I almost
there
picked
it is.
it for Champlain. I almost double tapped it.
BMP is the common denominator here in the picks from the gentleman from the Big Bass Podcast. You can hear more of this shenanigans on the Big Bass Podcast YouTube channel and Bookface. Look at you. That's what Andy won.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's exactly. If he gets one, he'll be only the second person to have one.
That's pretty awesome.
Because Ken doesn't share.
He's not a good sharer.
That's right. I forgot that Terry was injured in the war and can't go on Amazon and get one made.
That's true. Yeah, and he's got that Jesse Vopolopoulos haircut, so he's got to get an extra big hat.
The reason he doesn't have one is because he doesn't want to cover all that hair.
Yeah. Hey, I have a head like Mickey Mouse myself, Terry. I have look how huge my melon is. It's just like we're both in the giant melon club, Terry.
I'm on a revolt right now. I'm not going to shave. I'm not going to cut my hair, and people at work are starting to get a little squirrely about it.
Yeah, you're a Sam Squanch. You are a Sam Squanch.
You don't have to shave or cut your hair to bathe.
Yeah.
I mean, please.
Wow.
Please, by all means, do that.
And Terry just
I bathe once a week.
Yeah. Terry
What's
keeps
the
getting better
needs it
at
or not.
All right, boys. Thank you. You're one of my favorite guests on this show. You know that. I could clown forever on Straight Cast.
We love being here, Pat.
Well, thanks, man. And again, the Big Bass Podcast. Available on the YouTube and where else? All the podcast platforms, right?
It's Instagram, YouTube, and then everywhere that has an audio podcast. We're there.
It's flowing. It's flowing. Like your hair.
Yep.
All right.
Like my hair.
Hey, Kenny Duke, Terry Battisti, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Again.
Thank you, Pat.
Yeah,
Thank you,
and oh, wait, hold on a second. Don't go anywhere. Let's do this with these guys, Andy, before we go. Let's give away the prize, and then we're going to do quick exit. Your Lyft is here, Andy. I ordered you Uber Eats. Well, let's see. Can we text it to either one of them? Oh, Kenny's on his phone, so he can't get anything. And what about?
I'm not on my phone.
All right, text Terry both of them.
I can get
or text me one and text Terry. Oh, we got 3 of them. Oh, you can get a text. He said he can get a text. Andy.
Well, I can get a text on my computer, but Andy's got to send it to me and not to Terry on the same text. So maybe it's not worth it.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't even know what I'm talking about either.
Yeah, I don't know. We got 3 winners. We got to give them away. It's like
Ken is technology challenged.
Yeah. The good people, and you guys, I hope you entered this because you could have won a fun bag from Tin Cup Whiskey. That's got cups and shirts and
I didn't enter. I didn't think we could enter.
Yeah, no, you're eligible because we're not related. Even though you're a guest, you could have still entered.
I thought you were my daddy.
Yeah, no. Who's your daddy?
Yeah.
And there's the Sims prize. It was a fish whistle.
Okay, I've got one.
Okay, so let's give away the fish whistle in the extra large Sims storage pouch. Go ahead, Terry Battisti. What do you got for him?
I have a different thing. Okay, is that what I'm giving? So all right.
Yeah, sure. I guess.
Nick Winthrop.
Nick Winthrop.
Winthrop.
Oh, is the hoodie. Okay. So the Sims Challenger Sun hoodie is Nick Winthrop. You just have to message the Stray Cast Facebook page. Attention, JR Rock and Show Fantasy. And thanks, Nick. Yeah. Heck yeah. I love those hoodies. I love those. And then what did we do? We lost Kenny now when we texted him?
Nope.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no. Well,
okay.
No, wait a second now. I do have.
Wait, he's here.
Oh,
like
hey,
Mysterio.
There he is.
He's like the great Mr. Schmiglitz.
I've got the winner, a Sims bag and some kind of fish whistle.
That's you. Yes.
Okay.
A fish whistle.
I hope that's not in the Urban Dictionary or something.
It is.
Paul Garrett.
A trouser trout whistle.
Yes. All right, what is it? Who won?
Paul Garrett.
Paul Garrett. Yeah. Congratulations, Paul.
So congrats,
Love Paul. Yeah.
Good job there.
You won the storage deal, the fish whistle and the storage. Congratulations. Paul's a great guy, long-time listener. Straight Cast. That's excellent.
I like it when long-time supporters
I like
win.
it. And then you sent me the tin cup one. Okay. This is Ginge, what do I get? No, because this is a good prize. I mean, something triumphant. Here. The winner of the official Tin Cup Whiskey Fun Pouch, compliments Tin Cup Whiskey and Luke Foley, is Mike Slua. Mike Slua. Yes. Congratulations. All the winners tonight. Message JR, Rock and Show Fantasy, via the Stray Cast Facebook page, and we're going to send you out your prizes. And thanks to Garrett Rocamora, Alec Morrison, Terry Battisti, Kenny Duke, and to Sims and Tin Cup for kicking in tonight, and of course all of you, the Bass Galaxy. Let's go out together, guys. You want to do this? You want to go all out together, like sail out to sea?
Let's do it.
Ginge, give me some sail out to sea. It's a thin raft we all sail on in this Bass Galaxy, run by Kenny Duke and Terry Battisti, the lords of the Bass Galaxy. But we bid you peace, and peace we bid you. We'd like to thank Cal-Sag Bass Anglers, Power Pole, Alpha Angler, Bob's Machine, Sims Fishing, Omnia, Impulse Lithium Batteries, Waterland Sunglasses, Berkeley, Abu Garcia, and Crestliner. And of course, our new sponsor, our title sponsor, the Big Bass Podcast. Yes. Yeah. Paying all the bills around here now. Oh yeah, and whiterivernifes.com/stray. Hey, if you guys want a cool custom knife, go to whiterivernifes.com/stray. Bass Galaxy. We'll see you next Wednesday. Same Bass time, same Bass channel. And in the meantime, go tune into the Big Bass Podcast, wherever it might be available. Had enough of this Bible bonkers? We want the Big Bass Podcast, starring Terry Battisti and Kenny Duke, this fall on NBC. I'm Pat Renwick. Bye, Bass Galaxy. This has been an Andrew Ellenberger Ginger Ninja production. Peace.